All right, ain't no place like low place, and I'm live, and a subject I really like in a minute, but let's check and see if my audio's good. All right, ain't no place like low place. Yeah, we good. It's a subject I like. This is what keeps me in boxing. Um, First and foremost, since I didn't do a video about Regis breaking down a game opponent in Career Relic, a guy that's beat a two-time champion in Rancis Bartholomew twice in some people's opinion, but once by record. Regis got the victory. Regis did what he needed to do. He went to the body early, like the game plan should be with Relic. I think he did everything better than Relic going into the fight and coming out the fight. He did what he should have did. Only thing Relic does better than Regis is volume punching. Okay. And in this bout, he showed you he could keep a high volume even while hurt, but Regis took advantage of the openings to the head, to the body. He made Relic have to protect his rib cage, and that gave up the chin. He busted his face up. Regis Prograis has real power. He has strong legs. He's a good fighter. He's a good fighter. He is loud. He's brash. He wants to come get it. Hey, he's backing it up, and he's in a tournament that could put him in the pound for pound list immediately. I mean, effective immediately. He could be jumping into a pound for pound list after his victory, over Josh Taylor or Ivan Baranchek. Okay, now the praise is over here because he's fighting a bit of a boxing guide. I'm keeping it all the way real with y'all, man. Josh Taylor's special at everything he does in the ring, and he doesn't do things he's not special at. That's just it. The dude motivates me to want to go train kids how well he fights, how well he is skilled with his technique, with his strength, with his physicality, with his speed, with his understanding of this fucking sport. The Tartan Tornado, in my title, I say it and I will say it here. The Tartan Tornado, Josh Taylor, does everything better than Regis Prograis. Everything in box. Body punching may be the only thing they're close in. He has more knockouts by percentage. Percentage-wise, he doesn't have more fights. Hell, Prograis has more knockouts than he has fights, but Josh Taylor is a knockout artist in his own right. And compared to the level of competition, he's fought the better level of competition way earlier than Regis did. This dude is an amateur standout on top of that. Like, hey, listen to me. And we're not just going to talk about accolades here. We're going to get into stylistic matchups because that's what I do best. I don't keep up with these dudes, what they poop out their butt. I don't keep up with, oh, you had the belt at 120 this, one. No. I'd rather keep up with you because you made me look and say, damn, you can fight. I want to know things like that. All right. But we're going to get into, since we know both of these fighters and both of them deserve praise, we might touch accolades here and there. And they both have skills that can be talked about with them accolades. And they're both coming out of tough fights. And Taylor's going into one and potentially he don't make it to Regis. After everything I said about Taylor, potentially he don't make it to Regis. And that's not because I'm flip-flopping. I literally think Ivan Baranchek is a tougher fight for Josh Taylor than Regis Prograis is. It's the book. Somebody just hit the downvote button just because I have a fucking opinion about boxing and I'm expressing it. What is this? What is this? Okay, I'm not going to focus on that. But if you could, listen to the conversation. If you would like to join the conversation, feel free. But don't downvote people because they have an opinion about boxing and they get up and box themselves and they love techniques and they teach kids how to box. Don't do that, man. I'm taking my time out of my day to talk about a competitive fight and pray that we keep getting them as boxing fans. Okay, I like both fighters. I just personally think Regis Prograis doesn't have as many tricks as Josh Taylor, and everything that Regis has, Josh Taylor does better. If you look at the footwork of both fighters, there is no comparison or competition. Regis Prograis has big stocky calves, big legs, and they hinder him in his footwork. If you see when he even hurt Relic, he was having trouble cutting the ring down on Career Relic, who's not a great mover. Okay, he's not a guy that moves with great purpose. He's just trying to be avoiding while he's hurt. And Regis was jumping in there wide hooks, sometimes just completely off balance and not getting things done. On the other side, you got Josh Taylor that can walk you into shots, just like Regis was able to do with Prograis. He was walking them into shots. Josh Taylor has shown you get knockouts on the back foot. He's shown you can aggressively seek the knockout. He's shown you if you are hurt, more than likely you will not sustain to continue going rounds. He's shown that for the most part in all fights. So is Regis. But he's just technically better when he's doing it. He goes to the body. He got 12, 13 stoppages in 14 fights, something like that. And I wouldn't be opposed to someone to betting myself that about 6 or 7 of those are to the body. Like, he's not playing when it comes to body work. He's two-handed. He's two-stanced. He's a better switcher than Terrence Crawford. I'm telling you now, he's the best switch hitter in the game. He does everything from every side. And it is when Terrence Crawford switches, this man is immediately getting hit. Okay, Roy Jones in the Gamboa fight saying, I don't like this switch because y'all, he getting hit right now. He already getting hit. And finally, Terrence Crawford makes the adjustment after making the adjustment to switch. Okay, so he's giving up a lot of time with these adjustments, whereas Josh Taylor switches these stances and it's still aggression. It's still the same thing it was. It's still a very protective defense. His defense, by far, I believe, is better than Regis's head-to-head with each other. Why? Because Regis, I'm not talking about opponent by opponent. I'm talking about when you put both of these styles in the ring, if they make it there. Josh Taylor has to win this fight. And to me, it is not clean cut. If he beats Baranchek, I'm automatically putting him in the pound for pound list. Okay, it'll be Regis on the outskirts hoping to beat Josh to get in, and Josh might find his way in depending on what's happening around the sport. This guy would have a Baranchek win, a Postal win, undefeated Ryan Martin, my guy over there, O'Hara Davies, who was undefeated and coming up in the UK. In less than 15 fights, that would be his resume without no political backing. Without none of that nonsense. The worst you could say about him is the fights are happening on his turf, but this guy is not cheating these people. He's defeating them, flat out defeating them. Okay, but defense head to head, why I feel that Josh Taylor will have a better defense versus most styles than Regis Prograis will, but even head to head with each other. Prograis is dependent on his angle changes being up and down, sit up type movements with his head. Okay, when he's moving his feet, it's basically foot movement avoidance. When he's in the pocket, he's looking for angles with his head up and down. It's like back flexion. That's what he's doing. He's flexing his back up and down. Now, if he's fighting a Josh Taylor, those movements are going to get timed and they're going to get beat with physicality. Once you give me your back, once you lay your back down to me, Lomachenko does this well. Taylor does this well. Spence does this well. If you're going to drop your head, I'm going to make sure you keep it there. And at that point, I can spin around you. I could punch. I could just hold you and punch. Put a hand on top of you. Strengthen that hand up. Hold you and punch. When you come up, punch where you're coming. You know what I'm saying? I can let 3 shots go, or I can just take an angle and you will say, damn it, where is he? And when you find out where I am, it is too late because you are adjusting to this angle I took and I'm whooping your ass and coming with shots that you couldn't even see because you turned away from me. Now, Josh Taylor, on the other hand, with Prograis is a good puncher. He's not the most creative with his shots, and that's another thing Taylor does better. This dude does every shot you can think of. I said it before. I said you can take inside fighters like Roberto Duran, and you could tell Duran, do this on the heavy bag right now and put Josh Taylor on there right now. You won't see a difference. It's just a special thing. I know y'all may say, man, a lot of people can do that, but what I'm also saying is he's translating this shit into the ring. He is very fast with his hand. But back to the defense. Prograis, I see him as a basic offensive fighter, a brute offensive fighter. Good nonetheless, but still brute. Not much flash to it. Doesn't bring every punch back to his head. I think Taylor's going to open all of that up and close all of him up. You know what I mean? Close all of his own defense up and open everything that Regis gives you. Regis is not fighting a guy who can't take a punch to the body anymore. I know we're Americans, and I know people like to support that. I respect that. It's cool. But if we're gonna talk boxing and boxing, well, it's cool as long as you don't start, you know what I'm saying, disrespecting people, country and their ways. Man, it's a great place we have in the YTBC. And when we can talk boxing, this shit's beautiful. Okay. Now, I get it. We're Americans, and I get, you want to get that W. But personally, I just want to see the great fights. I want to feel touched by this sport. I want this sport to give me emotions, knowledge, life lessons, you name it. You know what I mean? Good positivity all over. And I just see anything that we can talk about, because Josh Taylor is maybe the most complete fighter in boxing. You can look at the knockdowns and knockouts he's getting. He's got them so many different ways, so many different punches, so many different stances, so many different styles. Sometimes it's accumulation of punches. Sometimes it's one punch and the guy says, you know what? I don't want to fuck with him anymore. O'Hara Davies style. He can be in a tough fight, and you see that toughness turns into turn up with him. You feel me? Toughness. Look, O'Hara Davies lit a fire under his ass, and they say fire melt the ice. Nah, bro, he showed ice in the veins still. The dude just turned up even more. It was rounds he came out there and he just whooped them 20 punches in a row. Same with Postal. People felt, I think Postal wasn't what didn't do bad in the fight, but I didn't think Postal was physical enough to be winning the rounds, landing hard enough shots to be winning the rounds. I thought Taylor had more commitment to the round than Postal did, but they were competitive rounds. I just felt that, everything you could do, he would do better. And it turned into, I'm kicking your ass late. You know what I'm saying? You took this as a game. You thought you was doing something, and I'm kicking your ass late because all of that finesse you was with and barely sitting on your punches and then finally sitting on one. I was letting that shit go the whole time. Maybe some people say, well, you caught up by the crowd noise in Scotland. I'm be honest with you. I think they seeing what I'm seeing. It's not hard to mute a fight and look and say, oh my God, this dude just turned up for, 15, 20 seconds. He just turned up and he protected himself through this whole turn up. You know what I'm saying? He threw short, concise shots. He didn't give you a Amir Khan hold my jab out there and just run the stop sign that my jab is supposed to be and damn near knock me out. No. Greg Abernathy says Taylor is a damn beast, no doubt. He for sure, man. For sure. And look, we talking about physical strength. That's what Prograis is. And Dongo's not strong. Kyril Relic is not a physically strong guy. Kyril Relic is really bullied nothing but former 130-pounder in Rancis Bartholomew, who's never going to be looked at like a physically strong fighter. He's too lanky and plays too much in the ring to try that. That's what Prograis is used to. But this time you got a dude that's 5'10", 5'11", and he could easily be moving up to 154 sometime during his career. That's what you have in Josh Taylor. So there's nothing he does better. His hands are not as fast. There's no argument for that. He's not a better counter puncher. He doesn't throw his punches as short and as concise. He doesn't have better feet on the back foot nor the front foot. I'm trying to find it. Maybe you could talk about you seen Relic. I mean, you seen Taylor hurt, but you can also say a shot hit Regis the other day and Regis wobbled into the referee. Whether it's at the bell or not, this is your chin taking the shot. It's still a hand hitting a man's face. And the reaction that we got was, yo, Prograis, you better hold them damn hands up in this fight with Josh Taylor. This will be the first time that that Prograis is fighting a speedy puncher that brings inches, angles, levels, and physicality to the game. And on top of that, he brings volume. On top of that, he brings openings when he wants to open up. What you see from Lomachenko, the confidence that Lomachenko might go on a spree where he's fighting for 70 seconds, he's fighting for 45 seconds. Josh Taylor is no second to that shit, people. He's no set. Matter of fact, it may be better because he's a stronger puncher and people want to quit. There is nothing, absolutely nothing. And I've watched both fighters that Regis Prograis does better than this dude. Nothing. But it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun to see. Can Regis offset? So I don't know what it is. I promise you, I feel like the Baranchek fight is harder for Josh Taylor. But then again, I feel like a Baranchek fight may be easier for Regis Prograis, but I feel like Josh Taylor would beat the hell out of Regis Prograis. That's what I love about boxing. You know what I'm saying? There we have it right there. You can then say, what the fuck? What? You don't even know what to argue anymore because I'm not arguing with you right now. I'm teaching you what you may not know right now. I'm not arguing with you. It's just the way you beat Josh Taylor isn't going to be being yourself. I don't know. And Baranchek can be himself because he's nobody else's self. There's nothing really else out there like that right now. What he's doing, that shit's unprecedented. Shit's crazy. Could Josh Taylor run him into some shit, knock him the fuck out? Yes. But can he take all that technique from Josh Taylor and overload it with a big right hook coming from, hitting you all on top of the side of your fucking head? Next thing you know, the left hook coming around your guard. You opening up, you looking to open up on the counter, but he's very fast himself and he's throwing punches you're not used to. I'm telling you, man, this dude has been in there and he's going to get even more experience. He has been in there with some of the best fighters at 140 pounds in less than 15 fucking fights. And if they would have gave him a chance to do more, I think he would have did it. They confident. His coach is legit. He's teaching them all of these things. I mean, this dude will keep his hands up, slip punches with great speed, great balance. You know what I'm saying? Be firing the shot back. You know what I'm saying? Firing away in combinations. He says, I hope Taylor can do it. He's got the weight of the country behind him, says AA Boxing and Blunts, and he's in Scotland. I don't know where they're going to do that fight at, but they did every fight for Regis in Louisiana, and they did every fight so far for Taylor in Scotland, I believe. I think I'm right on that. I don't know where they do this. And someone told me Regis was the #1 seed. I don't recognize how. Like, Ndongo coming off a loss, you know what I mean? Ndongo coming off a loss, and Ndongo, who really doesn't have good victories, he just picked up 2 titles from Pebble Champs. I don't see how, but hey, it is what it is. Taylor's got the better names coming. I do. I think he does anyways. He has the best resume at 140. And then maybe outside of that, you may be able to put Regis up there now. I like Ramirez's resume. I don't think his resume is bad as some. I like his. That last fight he fought, the guy he fought, the Southern California guy, damn it, what was his name? Shit, it would be fun to have him in the tournament. You know what I mean? It would have been more competitive. If he's fighting Ryan Martin doesn't advance. If he's fighting, who did Prograis beat to advance? Shit. Let's see. Not sure. Prograis fought dude from UK. It ain't even came up yet. Terry Flanagan. If he's fighting Terry Flanagan, he has fought Terry Flanagan. He actually got an injury in that fight, but I think he beats him in a 12-round fight. What's that guy's name? Let me get his name real quick. Show him some respect because he's actually a damn good fighter. Get his name. Jose Zapata. Zapata, however you want to say. That dude can fight. He gave Ramirez all he wanted and more. He has 2 losses on his resume, and I question should either one. I think he beat Ramirez. But then again, I'm not upset with Ramirez. It was a close fight. Ramirez has a legit resume going on for itself, and hopefully it continues. Him and Maurice Hooker can unify while these big things are going on. Let's see what else. Scottish travel to no. He said, "Well, the Scottish travel to Nolens." Oh man, Taylor has been promised home advantage in the semifinal and final. He wants Easter Road Stadium, or I don't know any of those places. Maybe there wasn't any seating. I don't know, but if you got to go to Scotland, hey, go. He's not gonna cheat you. He's gonna fight you. You can expect Josh Taylor to give you a fight. The day The day that Josh Taylor punks out and he needs politics and Canelo, like I'll let you know. I'll let you know. I'll let you know. But right now, I can literally tell you he's a better fighter in damn near every area that he picks to fight than Canelo Alvarez. I'm call it what you want. Say low place, you damn crackhead. You crack. I don't give a damn what you think. Low place, no boxing. Low place, know that kind of hand speed, that hand coordination, that foot speed, the coordination of the foot, and not only the foot, the ability to drop your ass. Fight low, even though you're 5'10". Like I said, I hate when people tell tall fighters, stay tall. You got to stay tall. Man, what the fuck are you talking about? Why are you limiting me? Why are you limiting me? Josh Taylor's not taking your limitations. He's good at everything. Hooker for the winner of the tournament. Hooker gets destroyed by Josh Taylor. He lands some straight rights early, maybe. But once he finds out, damn, them body shots is, he gets destroyed. I'm telling you, completely destroyed. I like Maurice Hooker. But nah, bro. You seen a point guard pounding the basketball into the ground and controlling the ball. That's Josh Taylor to Maurice Hooker. Banging the head, just dribbling hard as fuck, calling the plays. He's gonna be dominating the ring, dominating the ball. I promise you. Maurice Hooker is not ready for that. You cannot be drinking DUIs, liking to fight from the outside only, technique all over the place versus Josh Taylor. You can't do that. If you're gonna beat Josh Taylor, I'm telling you, the guy to do it is Ivan Baranchik. The guy to do it was O'Hara Davies with those weird combinations, long, strong punches, catch him anywhere, anyhow. And maybe the guy to do it is Regis Prograis with one shot. But he's going to have to find that opening. And the thing about Taylor is if you do find that opening, you can be tied up. He is physical enough to do these things. He can fight while hurt. And next thing you know, you might hurt him. You may feel you landed a good shot. And then the tornado kicks in less than 10 seconds. That's the crazy shit about Josh Taylor. The man does everything better. I know Regis is good. I know he's growing fans. I know you heard about him fighting Earl Spence in the amateurs. I know you seen Charlo in the ring with him. I know he's getting American support, but that ain't what wins fights. That ain't it. That ain't what makes me make my prediction on these fights. Taylor's something else. He's special. He's what every fighter. I mean, if you bring a kid up watching things at Josh Taylor, throw other fighters in there and more. It's a lot of styles he has, but it's things I wouldn't say he is. I wouldn't say he's gonna turn into Tommy Hearns overnight and be just shooting shots from the outside like a 9mm. No, maybe not. Not for a whole fight. Nah, not for a whole fight, but everything he needs to be dominant at 140 and be beyond competitive at 147. By the way, somebody stole my video about this man going up to 147 and being Terrence Crawford's toughest fights. Somebody's now stealing my videos. I'm just going to put that out there, but we're going to go away from that. How Terrence Crawford could save his career, top rank, what they should be focusing on for Terrence Crawford. How Bigger Channel came and stole my video. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. Give him all the hype he deserves. You know what I'm saying? Mention his name. Just give him the right credit. You know what I mean? Because the dude can fight. I heard one channel say the man don't move his head. Said Josh Taylor don't move his head. I don't know what the fuck he thinks head movement is, but half of his knockouts, half of his big punches may be coming off of things like that where he slipped. That's that statement. When I heard that, I quit watching the guy's channel. I'm like, man, I'm not. The fuck are you talking about? Man, who are you? He said Hooker will vacate unless they planning on unification with Taylor Prograis winner. So what is it? Cottrell versus Hooker? That's even a good fight. That's a good fight. I like Jack Cottrell. Well, that ain't how you say it. I think it's Catterall. I say Cottrell. Fuck it. He'd be all right. I like him, though. I like his style. I like this last fight. I don't know if he's special. He's sort of Zapata, sort of Jose Zapata like to me. Let's read some comments up here. Let me see. Follow Spence blueprint and outbox behind the jab, length and pause. Is this what Josh Taylor could beat Mikey Garcia? No, not only beat Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia may get stopped. Mikey Garcia, I don't put it past him to survive, but if he come to fight, I think he might get stopped. He said, salute Mr. Lion and Cubs. If Regis can weather the Tartan tornado, then the Rougarou left hook may find its place. Man, hitting that man may be the wrong thing to do. Ryan Martin may have had the right idea, but still didn't work out for him. Let me not hit him, and he may not whoop my ass as much. Josh Taylor said, fuck that shit. Whether you're here to hit me or not hit me, I'm beating your ass. He beats people's asses, and he does it technically. Now, I'm trying to think of a last person that I see so technical, so strong, so mean. Most time when you got a guy that's technical, you know, he want to sit, he gets so comfortable because he's on the outside of things that you don't even see all the great technique that he actually may have. And he may just turn into, I use this technique to throw a straight shot and a hook and I walk on out. No, Josh Taylor said, no, give me all of that. Give me an order. I don't give a damn. A side of let me come whoop his ass and top that off with I don't give a fuck. That's what he does. And it's amazing. You see him on the mitts. He's a low center of gravity, good steps. I mean, he can cover a lot of space quickly. He's 5'10", 5'11". Covers space quickly. All right. And when he closes that space, he can punch from the mid-range, shoulder to shoulder. You know, he can be swooping shoulder to shoulder, get a little space. Next thing you know, straights are coming at you. You know what I mean? A straight, a modified straight is coming at you where he's punching it, a straight punch, but it's coming across his body. Like the dude has game. One of the most comfortable up close fighters in the game. I think if Regis tries to match that, he is going to get combination after combination that he's not used to nor ready for. Now, Regis will slip a couple of these. He will use that up and down trunk movement, and a couple of these will be slipped. But if you're not working, the judges are going to be saying Taylor's doing the work. That is what it is. And he's going to hit you. It's not going to be perfect from Regis. He wasn't even perfect with Relic. Relic doesn't have the creativity nor the hand speed of a Josh Taylor. And that's no knock. A lot of people don't. He said, when you're doing a video training again low, in the gym would be good viewing on heavy bag and wall mounted pad. And YG in the chat. One says, I think Taylor could win just off the jab, but looking forward to the fight happening. Yeah, I can't wait for Regis versus Taylor. Regis is very underrated. I admit Regis has flaws, but Taylor better have improved his head movements, and Prograis is no doubt. Look, man, I don't know what y'all missing. The boy got some of the best head movement in the game. On top of that, he takes the head movement and he moves his head with his feet. All right. If he's going to slip outside to his left, he's going to drop step and move his head to his left. And he's going to come back and he's going to be firing. That's head movement. It's not extra. Like, he has a very high guard, but he's still explosive in that head movement. People don't realize a high guard is damning. Why is it damning? Because if you're punching at it and I catch it, and I still feel you here, I know where to come from. I know what to come with. This dude can catch and shoot with the jab. He can catch and shoot with the hook. He can catch and shoot with the hand. You know, you hit him in the hand and he brings that hand to your body, that same hand. The man's defense is one of the best in the game. One of the best in the game. His footwork, likewise. His ability to punch, his ability to fight at all ranges, all levels, all stances, likewise. He says, I'm going with Regis, but Taylor is my biggest fear. I mean, I think Regis has a puncher's chance. I really do. But I think it dwindles if you hurt Taylor early, right? And he ties you up and you don't get to finish. I think that dwindles. If you ever hurt him and it shows you he can tie you up and you don't, and your aggression turned in, damn, I failed to get the knockout, you're done. You're done. That is what he's too comfortable. Even in that pain, this dude probably is making an adjustment. That's what he does in the ring. He can, some guys, he don't need adjustment. He just beats their ass. He read. Next thing you know, the book is closed. All right. And like, I read for nothing. I was ready for this test already. Sometimes he reading and he's fine with the reading. Up, roadblock, adjust, read back on the book closed. That's Josh Taylor. He said Alhara Davies lost to Cottrell. Neither one of those guys are bad fighters. O'Hara Davies a difficult fight. Long armed, strong puncher, awkward punches coming from everywhere. And Taylor was electing to sit inside of those shots. Taylor set him up. He took his confidence. O'Hara Davies was well on his way to a world title 140. Josh Taylor took his confidence and took his spot. Took the loudmouth out of it and took his spot. And he won't be opposed to doing it to Regis Prograis either. Just don't see that. I don't see it. I don't see Regis as the threat. No. I see Josh Taylor as the threat in this fight. Regis might have to go home and say, damn, bro, what the fuck happened? I mean, I thought you was a monster. I thought you was a beast. What happened? Some people just train harder than you. Some people just live this shit a little harder than you. Some people just made for this a little more different than you. Like, he's just an ADHD kind of fighter. And when you see that and you put technique around it, protection around it, it's tough. It's fucking tough. You know what I'm saying? Punches come from all angles. Punches hit you in the top of your head with Taylor. They hit you in your nose. You know, he's landing punches in the neck, the chest, the body. They come from everywhere. And then next thing you know, after you've been hit with that punch, he can take a wide angle to where he just wants you to have to use some energy to get back in front of him. He could take an angle to start beating on you, and all of that takes its toll. You don't want to be looking for a guy. I'd rather much have a guy hit me with a jab and then took a little step back just to have a look. I don't know, motherfucker hitting me, then rolled up under me, push me off, and I don't want that. But that's what you want your fighter to be doing to somebody, because that's domination. There's even if you land 6 punches around, you can land 6 power punches in a round. But if I see you land that hook power punch, right? And you roll, well, let's say, how would I do this? You land the hook, all right? Orthodox southpaw. You land the hook. Your hook gets there first. Taylor's fighting in southpaw. Regis Prograis. Regis will be fighting in his orthodox stance. I'm tripping. Hold on. I'm tripping. Some things coming up and I'm not even focusing. Some things. All right. They both it's good. Everything's good. They both being in southpaw stance. Excuse me. All right. So if we see Taylor, you know what I mean, get in that stance, land the lead hook on Regis. All right. They trade hooks. Both of these guys are good hookers. It's going to be about technique and who gets there first and who has the best position when throwing the hook. Let's say he throws the right hook. He gets there first. All right. After that right hook, hits him with the left hand. You know, at least attempts the left hand. Prograis tries to duck under the left hand. You know, right hook, left hand. He gets hit with the right, but he just drops. And you see Josh Taylor just take that advantage and push him down, move over him either direction, and look to keep working. Yeah. At that point, if it's just 6 of those shots around, you're getting dominated. And that's for anybody. That's if Regis does it to Taylor. I mean, you could get hit with only 3 hard punches in boxing to me. If you're not landing them back and physicality's happening in the ring, you're getting dominated. You're getting wore down. All of that energy, that push and that physicality is being absorbed in you, and you got to do something to get yourself back to a manly state, in a manly position to be able to defend yourself. That's energy leaving you. It's going to take its toll. You're going to get beat up in the 9th or 10th round, especially if you're fighting a complete fighter like Josh Taylor. Hooker won't know what hit him. Hooker won't at all. No. Hooker, nah. Bruh. Hooker ain't better than Postal. Hooker have a tough fight with Ryan Martin. Telling you. Prograis is the one not moving his head. He gets hit with something real, he's gonna be shook. I mean, he moves his torso up and down. He depends on that kind of movement, but it's head movement nonetheless. It's just not the best to get your counters off of, in my opinion. It's not the best thing to look for counters off of. And he just becomes a defensive shell the whole time. It's like, okay, you get at the Taylor, he's gonna try to treat you like a punching bag. He's gonna try, that's it. It's cool. But yeah, I'm finna get off here in a second. I didn't want to be here long, but I wanted to speak on this fight since Prograis got a phenomenal win. I think it was a tough fight for Prograis though. I think good shots landed on him. He couldn't. He really never broke old boy's wheel. You know what I mean? The dude just fought into his corner, waved it off. I didn't agree with the corner waving it off. He kind of shook his head at the beginning, like I'm good. I'm trying to avoid it, but you know, it to me it was a good close fight. Prograis had big moments and Relic had good moments, but Prograis had the bigger moments. That was clean punches landed on both sides. I expected that. You know, it's the best in the division trying to sew things up. So, you know, I'm not mad at it. But I just personally do what Apple say. They both beat Garcia, in my opinion. No one cares about that old man, Mikey Garcia. What do you think of the 7 million Ortiz PBC protection plan? I'll speak on that in another video. I'll make a video that'll probably be 10 minutes about how I honestly feel about Luis Ortiz. And it may not be what y'all think, but I'll let y'all know. But maybe tomorrow, maybe later today. I got some work to do today. Um, so I'm gonna be wrapping this one up soon. But I mean, this could easily be, if they make it this year, could easily be the best fight of the year. I think Charlo Harrison's a beautiful one. I think Josh Taylor Baranchek may be better than that one. I mean, that's just my opinion. It's my opinion. I don't care what I'd say. I just think Baranchek is special at what he does, and you won't find many people that just have that kind of. I don't know what to put your hand. I don't know. I don't know. The dude got speed and power mixed with undefined yet successful, frustrating tactics. There you go. I think Baranchek will beat the shit out of Mikey Garcia. Like when I think about more textbook thing. Oh man, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. But hey, can't wait for Prograis Taylor if that happens. Can't wait for Taylor Baranchek. You heard it first here, people. I think Baranchek is tough, but Taylor could easily win the fight by knockout and decision. I think he could do some ridiculous things, but I think the head-to-head matchup with Taylor Prograis is very easy for Taylor, and I think the matchup for Prograis Baranchek is a little bit easier for Prograis. It's just how I see it. But if there's anything you like in the video, if you're listening now, hit the thumbs up. You know what I mean? Subscribe to the channel if you already have not. Hit the bell icon to get notifications the next time that I go live. I greatly appreciate it. You can share the video with your friends all over social media, and all over the World Wide Web where you talk boxing and sports. I appreciate that as well. But if you're watching in the future, please comment, do all the things I just asked, and we'll talk more about this fight as it happens, or if it does happen. And definitely Taylor Baranchek will get a lot of play around here because, man, I can't let things like that go. Oh, by the way, I got a new Twitter. Let me see if I can get some followers real quick. Low Place got a new Twitter. Let me get my handle. Let me get my handle. Let's see. Okay, let's see. My handle is I'm not signed in on this computer. My handle is Low Place, at Low Place. Check me out. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it. At Low Place. Let's see if I can find my bad self. You know what I mean? I'm a pretty bad man these days. Nah, I can't find it. Let's see. Maybe I can't find it. Twitter, like, okay. You got a specific. It's at capital L, lowercase o. Okay. It's at Low Place, capital L, capital P. Everything else, little letters. Understand me? So go follow that at Low Place. I'm put it in the chat. At Low Place. There we are. That's my handle. You can catch up with me. Follow me on Twitter. I talk Game of Thrones. I talk boxing. All right. I talk it all. Talkative motherfucker. Or let's see if you can do it this way too. All right, you can also just type in low place MLPF, all one word, and it should be me. It should be me. You should find your boy. All right. Yeah, that'll be me. I don't have an avatar yet. I don't got much going on yet, but we gonna get there. But follow me, follow me, and we'll get things popping. I might jump on this other stream real quick. Give it about 20, 30 minutes. But yeah, man, ain't no place like low place. Appreciate everybody for kicking in, checking in with me. You know what I'm saying? Listen to what I gotta say, hearing about these two good fighters and this pound for pound level fight. And like I said, if Josh Taylor goes in there and blows out Ivan Baranchyk with 15 fights, he'll be a world titleist. He'd have beat two different world titleists. He'd have a victory. No, actually three. He'd have beat three different world titleists. Um, he'd beat undefeated O'Hara Davies, undefeated God, I can't think his name. Ryan Martin. You know what I mean? And on his way to a big fight with Prograis that could put him potentially top 5 pound for pound, if not higher. We'll have to see. Okay, we'll have to see how he performs with Baranchyk, and I wouldn't be scared to just jump him up in there and say, yo, he better than all y'all. I wouldn't be. Just my take. But ain't no place like low place, and I'm out.